When I talk, that's how I know you're listening. Not looking at your screens, headphones out. Okay, so even if you haven't had the lesson yet, today's lesson was a bit of review. So 3 and 4 is mine. And we're still finding solutions to quadratic equations. What are some other names that we call the solutions to quadratics? X-intercepts, good. There's 2 others. Zeros and roots, good. So know that all of those mean the same thing. So you guys were pretty good at identifying x-intercepts in the last unit. But you had graphing technology in the last unit. You're not necessarily gonna have graphing technology for this unit. So solutions are x-intercepts
And Miley. Second.
zeros and roots. Okay. So you have to be able to do it without a graphing calculator. For now, could you check your answers with the graphing calculator? Yeah. But don't just make that your first step. All right. I know early on in the semester, you learned that you could probably type something into Desmos, like an equation like this. And it'll put a line where the answer is. That doesn't mean you don't have to like know how to do algebra. Okay, you don't always get Desmos on everything, like you saw on your state test. So anyway, by the end of the lesson, these are all the skills you need to be able to do. So find solutions by reasoning, so like guess and check. So like, for example, I'll make it real easy. If this is our equation, what's the solution? Oh. No, still haven't heard it. Did I hear it? -11. So that would be guess and check, what you guys just did. You're seeing, okay, if this is x plus 11 equals to 0, the solution is the value for the variable that makes it true. A common mistake is kids think that this is the solution, what it's equal to. No, it's the value for the variable that makes it true. If it's x plus 11 equals 0, x would have to be -11. Okay, but be able to do that by reasoning. Know that quadratic equations may have 2 solutions. Could they have 1 solution? Could they have no solution? So the max solution they could have is 2. They could have no solution. So it's either 2 solutions, 1 solution, or no solution. We've not seen a no solution algebraically yet. But here's an example. So say I have x squared equals -64. Wait, 64 a perfect square? I can't remember. Let me pick a different number. Let's do 100. -100. Can you think of any number that you can square to get a -100? I thought it was 1. Wait, you thought what? 1. No, 1 squared is 1. And okay, good. You can never square a number and get a negative. So this would be an example where there's no solution. Because you can't square a number and get a negative. Not even -10. -10 squared is +100. So that would be an example of a no solution in algebra. So good there. You need to be able to explain the meaning of zero product property. So table 6, can you tell me what zero product property means?
If it equals 0, then what do we do with the equation?
Okay, revise that just a little bit, because like here's something that equals 0. But that doesn't mean one of these numbers is 0. So revise that a little bit. if the answer to a blank is 0, then one of the numbers must be 0. Okay, so change that definition just a little bit. Are you guys listening? Zero product property. If you have two numbers being multiplied, that equals 0. Then one of the numbers must be 0. So just add that word multiply. The answer to a multiplication problem is 0. One of the numbers must be 0. Okay, which we've done before. Maybe you just didn't know it. We've reasoned that out before. So if I have some x-intercepts, not x-intercepts, something in factored form like this. So these are two parentheses that multiply to equal 0. What would x have to be to make that happen? Do it by reasoning, do it by applying what I taught you in the lesson, if you already have the lesson. But everyone look at the screen right here, what's in the green. This is an example of two things multiplied together to give me 0. Okay, so if x is a positive 5, let's try plugging that in. I get 5 minus 5, and 5 plus 2 equals 0. Because this parentheses becomes a 0, 5 minus 5 is 0. It doesn't really matter what this parentheses is, because when I multiply it, it gives me 0. And what's the other answer you said, Jaya? -2. If I do -2 into this equation, this first parentheses isn't 0, but the second one is. And anything times 0 is 0. So my answers are 5 and -2. Okay, so that is the gist of today's lesson. You have to be able to find the solution to values for x that make it true when it's products and it equals 0, or factors that multiply together and give a product of 0. Questions on that? Alrighty then, I want to leave this up for like my little notes, but the practice you are working on should be just one puzzle piece put together. 3 and 4 put together. If you have questions as you go, feel free to ask. I did add it to Ms. Virgil's class. You just need that password, but if you need a reminder of what that is. Yeah.
Math lab. Math. Math lab. And then add it on password.
And yeah.